peace and love, love and peace. Jesus taught us to know self. Jesus taught to know self. And how Jesus taught to know self was through the Father and I are one. Father meaning God, God meaning the one. That whatever was considered as the most powerful understanding of God, Jesus taught the connection with that from within. I refer to you, the kingdom of heaven is within you and outside of you. So there's a triple divinity or a two divinity. It's a triple divinity, but it's understood as a double divinity in the sense of how people have used it. But these two you can't deny. The third is more of an adept chamber filled with high level understanding of self-mastery. So when we can see Jesus taught love, because love is the end result of knowing self. To know that you and your creator are one. The church did not want you to understand nor learn these sacred teachings. Jesus Islam and the Holy Quran of Jesus reveals to us the true teachings of Asa'ah, better known as Jesus. Asa'ah is his holy name, and through his holy name, we find the true teachings. These true teachings was converted and coveted by Christianity to create their industry of Christianity. So this is why there's 4 million churches, over 4 million churches, and no one has knowledge of self. When Jesus taught knowledge of self and self-mastery. This is due to the fact that wrong education and the lack of Jesus' teachings in American school systems. Can you remember going through pre-K to 12th grade getting teachings of Jesus? So imagine if you was getting teachings of Jesus while you was in school. So those years of schooling was supposed to be the teachings of Jesus, which is Islam, or better known as Islam. And Islam means to devote. Islam means first a devotion to self-knowledge and self-mastery, to honor God through your own good works and your own virtuous life. So to learn to love instead of hate would have been the main education in the schools, and especially in public schooling. But it was not. And so all of us affected by public schooling spent years without getting any knowledge of self. So to get knowledge of self, you have to be literate. So I am against self-illiteracy. Self cannot be illiterate and have knowledge of self. So I have pointed out in previous understandings from the teachings of Jesus that wisdom is to know that man is alt. And if man is alt, then man and all are one. So you have two natures, which gives you two inclinations, which why Jesus was taught and he teaches you have two selves, a heavenly self and an earthly self. And the woman and man shall be with woman, and two flesh shall become one. So that's the third, is the unity of the connection of knowledge of self and your creator. And this is what the church and the industry of Christianity with its military industry wanted to shut down and make sure no form of this education be released publicly. So that's why there's a whole reconstruction of the South. It was for literary reasons, to reconstruct the South with a new education that was not educating the learner of himself. Instead, it was teaching them how to be a slave. And with the education from mental slavery, you become a slave to sin. So the two opposites of the two divinities is the two ignorances. The two ignorances is the mental slavery and slavery to sin. These two has to be cleaned up not by books, but by yourself, and yourself educating yourself to become more self-literate about yourself, and especially attaining the God wisdom. So if you interested in attaining the God wisdom, please, you must understand, you must love and respect Jesus and must seek the truth and the knowledge of self from the cradle to the grave. With that, As-salam, all Sufyan.